Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome back. We had another beautiful day here in Michigan, and again, I got to go out and take a walk, get around the neighborhood a little bit. So, we're going to get right into our practice this evening, starting with a simple body scan meditation. So first, just sit up, again, nice and tall. Sit up in a way that you're able to stay still for a little while, but hopefully also be as comfortable as possible. We don't want to be so comfortable that we turn into snoring meditation, but so sit so you could stay awake, but sit so you could also be as comfortable as possible, as upright as possible, and as relaxed as possible. And then relax your shoulders. Have your hands resting on your knees or folded in the lap. Have your chin slightly tucked. Have your eyes closed. Again, you could keep your eyes open if you wish, but this practice does work a little better with your eyes closed. Tuck your chin. And as always, bring your awareness to the breath. Again, we are simply observing, not trying to change anything. Feel your belly expand with the inhalations and softly release with the exhalations. And here, again, we are not trying to change anything, breathe in any particular way. Just breathe and watch your breathing. If any thoughts come up, allow them to come up. Note them briefly and without judgment. And with an exhalation, simply let them go, returning the full awareness to the breath. Bring your awareness up to the very top of your head, the crown point of your skull, and just notice if you notice any sensation there, anything at all. I like to do the body scan from the head down to the feet. So we'll start at the top of the head, moving down. So first bring the awareness up to the very top of the head. See what you notice there. Noticing any sensations. Is it warm? Is it not? Anything you might notice. Again, we're simply observing, not trying to change it, not trying to want it to be something or whatever. And from there, start to move the awareness down, We're starting from the very top of the head, moving down around the top of the head, around by the ears, by the temples, allowing any tension or stress to dissolve. Begin to scan down closer towards the eyebrows, noticing all of the little muscles around the eyes and the eyebrows, allowing any tension here to soften and release. Down around the sides of the head, around the ears, the back of the head, scanning through your entire face. Again, noticing any sensations, allowing any tension to soften and release. And continue to scan down, first down to the neck and the shoulders. If it's helpful, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhale, relax them completely. Maybe do that a couple of times. Inhale again, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, release. And scanning first, we'll do the back side of the body. So bring the awareness to the very top, right in the center of the back between the shoulder blades. And start to scan down the back, noticing what it feels like, noticing any sensations, allowing any tension to soften and release. Moving down towards the middle of the back, down towards the lower part of the back, and now bring the awareness up to the very top of the chest, around the sternum. Broadening out towards the shoulders. Beginning to scan down the chest. Moving down towards the middle of the chest, down towards the torso, down towards the whole front side of the body. And then bring your awareness up to the top of your right shoulder. Again, just scanning through the right shoulder, noticing any sensations, allowing any tension or tightness to soften and release or melt away. And begin to scan down the right arm, beginning at the top of the shoulder, moving down towards the elbow, scanning the inside and the outside of the arm. Moving down to the elbow, Noticing the inside of the elbow, the outside of the elbow. Then scanning down the forearm, the outside of the arm, the inside of the arm. Slowly scan back up from the very top of the shoulder all the way down to the wrist. Then begin to move down to the right hand. Notice all of the little muscles, tendons and bones in the hand, all the way down to the fingertips. And then bring the awareness all the way up to the very top of the left shoulder. We'll do the same thing with the left side. So starting at the left shoulder, begin to scan down the left arm. Starting at the shoulder, going down the upper part of the arm, both the inside and the outside. Down to the shoulder, moving down all the way to the elbow. Begin to move from the elbow down to the wrist, noticing the forearm. Going all the way down to the left wrist. And then moving from the wrist down to the fingertips. Again, noticing all of the little muscles and tendons and bones in the hand. And move to the top of the right hip. Begin to scan down the right leg, starting at the top of the right hip, moving down the right leg, noticing the inside and the outside of the thigh. Again, allowing any tension or tightness to soften and release. Moving down to the right knee. Moving down to the right shin and the right calf. Again, notice the inside and the outside of the leg. Moving down to the right ankle. And all the way down to the toes. Then bring the awareness up to the top of the left leg, top of the left hip. Moving down through the left leg. Again, noticing the inside and outside of the leg, the inner thigh, the outer thigh. Moving down from the hip down to the left knee. from the knee down to the thigh or the shin and the calf, the inner part and the outer part of the leg, down to the left ankle, and then move from the left ankle down all the way to the tips of the toes. And now spend a few minutes on your own, mentally scanning from the tips of your toes all the way back up through the head. If you notice any areas of sensations or that feel like, oh, this could use a little more attention, feel free to pause and investigate those areas. And again, just sort of mentally scanning from the toes up to the head. And if you get all the way up to the head and want to scan back down to the toes, feel free. Just allow any tension or tightness to naturally soften and release. And slowly begin to bring yourself back to a more conscious and awakened state of awareness. And bring your hands into prayer position in front of your heart. Take a moment or two here to quietly thank yourself for coming to practice this evening. thank you all for coming to practice this evening. Again, I hope that you are all staying safe and healthy, and hopefully staying inside unless you absolutely have to go somewhere. I mean, you could go out and walk around and exercise and things, but try to stay away from people. It only works if we all do this. Before I sign out, I want to mention that I'm going to take tomorrow evening off, and I'm probably going to skip to doing this every other day. But in the meantime, I've also been trying on my Facebook page to sort of, not a real gratitude journal, but sort of keep making gratitude posts each morning about different things I'm grateful for. So if anybody would like to join me in that practice, you could either comment on mine or start your own. A little gratitude goes a long way. Again, thank you very much for joining me. Stay well. I hope to see you all on Friday.